Hello and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get straight into it with last night's Raw. The main news is that your boy, Kurt Angle, finally going into the WWE Hall of Fame. I mean, there was rumours knocking around anyway that he was going to be that he wasn't taking bookings for independent promotions anyway towards the end of March and April. So we kind of always thought that something had happened. But now that we know he's definitely going in the Hall of Fame, maybe he might come back to work 1 or 2 more matches. But to start off with Raw, we've got Roman Reigns coming out to the ring, talking a load of nonsense, the usual promos that get cut. And then Jericho and Owens come out, everybody's talking about how they're going to be in the Royal Rumble, shortly followed by Seth Rollins, then followed by Braun Strowman. Paul Heyman, the advocate for the Beast, Brock Lesnar's out there as well. And eventually they all get into a little bit of a brawl, start fighting. And Brock Lesnar comes out, and by the end of it, he stood in the ring on his own. They did tease him and Strowman at one point, but Strowman jumped down from the apron and walked off towards the back. So, yeah, looks like Brock Lesnar's back, and they seem to be trying to make him strong again. So, next up was Enzo and Big Cass in a match against Jinder Mahal and Rusev. Cass threw Enzo off the top rope for the, I believe it's called the Boom Shakalaka for the win. Not much more to say about that. Then it was over to the 205 Live. Daviri defeated Lince Dorado. Quite a quick match. And Austin Aries and gentleman Jack Gallagher were out on commentary as well. I think Jack Gallagher's got a match with Daviri on 205 Live tonight, I believe. So that could be interesting. Next was one of the most disappointing things of the night for me was Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson, the club, against Sheamus and Cesaro. Not too bad a match, but at the end of it, the referee got knocked out by Sheamus by mistake. They went for the pin. Another referee came out, counted it. They announced Gallows and Anderson the new tag team champions. Then the other referee mysteriously woke up at the exact right time from his slumber and ended up reversing the decision and saying that Anderson and Gallows won through a DQ. Really, I'd like to see Anderson and Gallows actually win the titles off them to, at least make them look strong. But it's still not happening. So whether they've missed the boat with this one or, whether they'll get better, I'm not too sure. Next, Michael Cole introduced a video package for Jimmy Snuka, who passed away last week. And then we've got another Cruiserweight 205 match with Rich Swann against Tony Ness that ended up in a no contest. Neville came out and jumped Swann before the match. They just got straight into it. And they just ended up all fighting each other. Ness, Swann, Neville. All interesting. Neville cuts a promo in the back afterwards, talking how he's going to break Swann's unbreakable spirit. Yeah, interesting. Really great. Next, the New Day. Don't really know what to say about the New Day anymore. To be honest, I just skip past most of the promos now. They go on too long. I'm not really interested in them. It's more of a kid's gimmick at this point. Titus O'Neil comes out again. Tries to join him. Again, I just really didn't pay much attention to this, but ended in another match. Big E ends up beating Titus O'Neil, who's pretty much just a comedy character at this point. Can't see him ever getting a win. There's belly-to-belly suplex, followed up with a running splash, and then the big ending for the win for Big E. Next, Charlotte came out to start cutting promos on Bayley, showing old pictures and poems about wanting to be a wrestler. And then Bayley comes out to the ring. Charlotte retreats up the ramp. Bayley starts making up rhymes and poems about how she's going to be the women's champion. Again, for the third time, Cedric Alexander was in a match for the Cruiserweights again. Austin Aries back out on commentary, and this was against Brian Kendrick, by the way. And Alicia Fox ended up at the end. Cedric Alexander hits the lumbar check for the win. And Alicia Fox, tries to hug Cedric after the match, but he declines. Then they do some kind of backstage thing with Alicia Fox, talking about a relationship. As usual, she goes crazy and says she doesn't want to talk about it. And then Kurt Angle announcement comes out with everybody at the end chanting, "You suck," as usual, which is great. And then we get to the main event, which is Braun Strowman, Chris Jericho and Kevin Owens against Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins and Sami Zayn. Not too bad, bit of back and forth as usual. The finish was basically Sami Zayn being destroyed by Braun Strowman. So I think Strowman blocked a big boot from Zayn, hits a running power slam for the win. Strowman takes Sami up to the commentary table, and they threaten throwing him through it. And then there's Rollins and Reigns and Jericho and Kevin Owens all fighting out there, hitting each other with chairs and spears, and basically it ends with Owens putting Roman Reigns through a table, and he just stands there, looking out into the crowd, into the air at the end of it. There's nothing better than seeing Roman Reigns getting powerbombed through a table. That makes you happy. But that's the end of this week's quick Raw review. Like and subscribe if you're interested. Tomorrow I'll be doing the usual SmackDown one, which is normally a quite easier affair. And let me know if there's anything you want me to cover, any news you want me to talk about, if you want me to do a week in review type thing. And yeah, we'll see you tomorrow. Cheers.